perspective. It's all a matter of what we see, hear, and experience. My point of view, you're an asshole.
And being an asshole is a matter of perspective.
This season on Keystone Copycats, Rashomon.
Hello, this is another
welcome
episode
to Keystone
of
Copycats with Chris and
Copycats
Zach.
with Chris and Zach. I am your host, Chris, and this is your other host.
The big baby boy, Zach and George, coming at you live on the ones and the twos.
That was the best opening that I've ever had.
I'd like to start off by saying that I hated The Fifth Element, and I never want to watch it again.
What? Did we do that one last?
No.
What episode are we on?
We're on a new episode.
Oh, okay. Okay, so that wasn't last because we did the season. What's the opposite of season finale?
The season premiere.
Yeah, premiere. So what are we talking about Fifth Element for?
Because I saw it on some notes that I had, and I just remembered that I hated it, and I just wanted to say again how much I hated it.
I'm not going to lie. We picked some stinkers.
Oh, I wish you'd lie.
I mean, besides Judge Dredd, those are all bad movies.
No.
All bad. We should have done Cliffhanger.
Last Action Hero was fun.
First Alone.
Admittedly, it had its problem, which is the kid.
Oh, man. Yeah.
But otherwise, I think it's a good movie. I think it would work really well if it had a
And I think
actor.
even though we didn't do T2 is because he was a robot, so he wasn't giving his full performance. I think.
Well, then we would have had to do Rocky.
Yeah.
And then we would have had to do Die Hard, which we're not doing. Like we can't.
I mean, you know what though? Hindsight being 50-50. That's not it.
I've got hindsight.
I think it's 2020.
Hindsight.
Is it 50-50 or 2020?
Just looking at butts is what I'm talking about.
Hindsight being 50-20.
You know, in hindsight.
Yeah, that's when
there's a butt.
That's when you look at a butt.
There's a butt. Right.
You know what?
You know, but
when Daniel Craig was talking about all those donuts, I was about to lose my shit. I was like, he could keep going with his donut.
I love this movie.
I was really hoping that was improv and that was not accounted for in the script. Now I highly doubt it. However, I was having a great time watching him talk about those donuts. When he was in the car, even introducing it, like there's a hole in the story, like a donut, our own donut.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
I kept thinking about. I listened to this podcast recently where Rian Johnson was a guest. The director of this movie, and his voice, like the way he talks in his voice is just so like, I'm a movie dork, and it was like so perfect, and I was like, I kind of love this guy.
Yeah,
like to hang out
I don't know who he is though. Like he doesn't return my calls when I call him.
Michaels. He doesn't return my invitation to Michaels to buy craft supplies.
Yep, that's what it was. That's what it was. I got a question for you.
I got an answer for you there, buddy boy.
You know what I saw the other day?
No.
Was
that the question?
That was it. I'm telling raps.
Do you know what I saw?
You know, like every now and again you see a semi truck with the back pulled up, and there's a hole in an empty load.
Yeah.
Is that like a sign that they're like free for work? They're like, hey, I got all this truck with no load.
Hey,
put your load in me. Yeah,
load me up.
Is it like a prison thing where you drip your pants and they're like, put it in me, and then the truck driver's doing the same thing? He's like, put it in me.
It's like when a prostitute walks up to your car when you're trying to like return some money that you borrowed from your sister and says, "Hey, you dating?"
Yeah, I mean that's kind of it. But was her? Did she show off her butt? Did she pull her pants down a little bit to show that she's offering?
No, but I think I was like a tease because I was driving down the road and I like glanced over and she was walking down the road and then I turned and parked behind the apartment that my sister lived at that seemed like a secluded area. So maybe she thought he's trying to like.
Well, that's why she's hustling back there. That's why she's turning tricks. Is because it does seem like that. To
I think it's because she's an entrepreneur, you know, and that's what American capitalism's all about. Is fucking behind your sister's apartment.
Dumpster?
No,
dumpster
I
fuck?
don't think there was a dumpster.
That's what I call you. You old dumpster fuck.
I call you Dragula.
Yeah. You can slam in the back of me.
Yep. Burn through your witches.
Yeah, speaking of slamming in the back of me, man, I was thinking about I read this down because I was thinking about how much I love it. You know why I love Burger King?
No.
I think I'm just going to start my question.
No, I don't.
Zach, do you know the answers to what I'm going to ask you?
I mean, the Whopper, I guess, is the reason.
No, it's fucking great because, you know, as a true blood American, this is what made me think about it.
True blood American, okay.
Yeah,
we'll go with that.
So anyway, like, I already had some fast food wrappers in my truck.
Hell yeah,
so when I got more Burger King, I was like, you pull up and they got that Extendo trash can. You're like, hey, this is for all the other trash can. This is for all the other trash in your truck.
Know.
And you're like, thank God. And that's why you're like, I'll come back, Burger King. I'm like, you have a built-in convenience.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. If they didn't know that I was a true blood American, and that I already had the McDonald's trash I had to throw away, Did they think I was just gonna eat it that fast? The Burger King? Did they think that I was just gonna shove it in my mouth?
You get it
and
at the
then throw it
window,
away?
and then like literally like
As
I
you
don't know,
go.
11 feet away. You're like, yep, well,
That was good.
took care of that.
Like I could see if it was a hash brown, you just shove the thing in, but they have the hash brown bites. Well, you
No,
just
but
drop,
you eat all the
drop 'em?
paper, too.
You're gonna drump 'em?
Trump.
I didn't mean to say drump. I was gonna say drop and crunk. Apparently, I don't know. I don't know what word I was reaching for, but by God, the sky's the limit.
That's what I'm reaching for. I'm reaching for the sky's the limits.
I'm having trouble today.
Hey. How you doing?
It's been like a couple years since I've had a Hot Pocket, and I'm fueled up with them.
Did you eat a Hot Pocket?
2 of them, and
Why? You mad at yourself?
no, like I realized that they're gross. They're fucking gross. I took a couple years off, and then I cooked them without the sleeve because I'm a monster.
In the microwave?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? That's gonna be
And
trash.
They're just
on top of trash.
They're awful, but I don't cook them to the full amount because I want to burn myself. So what I did.
You want it cold?
Well, no. Here's what I'm thinking. This is a scientific question. I need you to answer.
What's wrong with you?
So I cook them at like let's just call it 80%.
Oh, okay.
So the middle is cold, and then I let them sit.
Like your life.
Because my thought is that the really hot cheese on the outside will slowly heat up the ice part in the middle.
Okay, here's
and
the
then
thing.
they'll balance out. So how many minutes?
How long is 80% cook?
Well, I cook 2 at once, and my microwave's not on full throttle because I don't really know what it is.
Because you don't know how to use the microwave.
I put it in for 2 minutes and 22 seconds.
So here's the thing, because you don't want to move to another button. I get it. So here's the thing. If you're going to let them sit either way, cook them all the way.
No. No, because then the whole thing's going to cool down. You're talking about longer cook time and then longer wait time. I'm trying to find the
cook
most
it all the
efficient
way, then you
to
pop it
cook
in the
this
fridge
bitch.
for like a minute.
No, because here's the problem with that. I normally do with pizza when I get out of the oven, but I want to have maximum.
monster.
I want to have maximum sit down time. I don't want to get up twice. So you got to really think about this.
No, you
So
put
gotta
them in the fridge while you're doing something else.
No.
And you grab them
That's just
out.
not-
before
okay,
you sit on
imagine
your
a world
couch
where this
to
is
watch,
not an option.
Jurassic Park.
Okay, you only get the one. You only get the one movement. So you got to play my game.
Okay, hang on.
You got to bite.
I get the one movement.
Yep.
I cook it at 100%, and I live with the consequences because that's what a man does.
How long do you think it takes for the really hot cheese to neutralize temperature and then melt the middle part, but also cool down? When you bite it, you don't hurt yourself.
I think it doesn't. I think it can't. I think it never will. And if you believe it does, sir, you're living in a dream.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the next one in for 1 minute 11 seconds.
No.
And we'll just see.
That's 40%, you fuck.
Okay.
What's wrong with you?
I'll put it in for 99 seconds.
No!
That's like a minute and a half-ish.
Put it in for 3 minutes and 33 seconds, and then take it out with 33 seconds left.
Overcooked, you beast. But how are you going to get to it?
I'd rather eat it.
It'll be lava. It'll
be alive?
It'll be a
Is that what
lava
you're-
pile.
it'll be alive?
No, it'll be like McDonald's coffee. Let's do a McDonald's coffee joke.
I don't eat that.
Oh, you never had it?
I don't drink coffee. I've never had coffee in my life.
You know what I would like to do if I drank
Guys?
iced coffee or men? I would like to freeze coffee into cubes and then put them in to my coffee if it was iced. But I don't drink cold
Lots of people
coffee.
do that.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Oh.
Good.
All right. Let me think of a new one.
Okay. I'd like to freeze
Dr.
dog
Pepper.
poop and put it into my dog poop so it cools it down.
Dr. Pepper cubes, ice cubes, not just cubes, but ice cubes into Sprite. Go.
So when I worked at a movie theater,
Because then it's like diluted.
I
Dr.
froze a cup of Mellow Yellow and then put it in the blender to make a Mellow Yellow slushy, and
way.
it was delicious. And this guy who was like working with me was like, "Oh yeah, I want to have a Mellow Yellow slushy too." And then his thing was like he kept getting hung up on like, "Well, yeah, but I need it to still be carbonated." And I was like, "It's not fucking possible. Like it's frozen. It's not going to be carbonated
You
anymore."
just introduced carbon like a coal.
Oh, I put a diamond in. It didn't
Yeah,
work.
there you
Just
go.
broke the blender. Got someone else
Well, you
fired.
have the diamond blender. Did it get the diamond?
No.
Then you kill a gorilla with it. I can't stop thinking about that.
You load it in your laser.
That gorilla laser.
That diamond gorilla laser.
Man, there's no quicker way to kill a gorilla than
with a diamond laser.
With
Yeah.
a diamond laser.
Slice it in two.
Oh my
Or
god.
more if you're lucky.
Oh my god, the smell would be so horrendous. Would it cauterize the wound? Would a gorilla? Hang on. Let's say you cut a gorilla.
Okay.
Horizontally, not vertically. So horizontally, if he's standing up, not like if he's hanging from a limb. So he's cut in half. What was my question?
You're asking about cutting gorillas in half with
You
a
cut
diamond
him in
laser.
half. Oh, so it cauterizes the wound. Can you get the gorilla to live and he would just poop in a bag the rest of his life? I'm asking for a friend.
No.
Man, I don't know. It just seems like it keeps coming back to this, though. Don't you think we should just do a new series where it's basically about how a gorilla would live?
Where we do like a
Every
serial type episode, like
every-
a deep dive journalistic investigation where we try to determine if a laser made out of a diamond could actually cut a gorilla in half. Is that what we do? I mean, you
yeah,
know, it comes
I
down
think-
to like the finale is us like getting a diamond laser.
I think
cutting a gorilla in half.
I think okay, we still do the movies because that's kind of neat.
That's what we-
And
okay.
We still do the movies and we make
for
the
funsies.
half gorilla watch them and then we're like, okay, so in response to this movie, how's your life right now, being a half gorilla?
I think a half gorilla could still rip your limbs off you.
First off, I never said he lost strength in his arms. In fact, he's stronger because he's always doing pull-ups because he has to.
That's your fault for giving him a pull-up bar. I wouldn't have given him that. Would have made him live in a ball pit.
But we call it a monkey bar just to piss him off. Like, all right, gorilla, go on your monkey bar.
Yeah, because he's not going to be pissed off already. What's wrong with you?
We won't know it was us that cut him in half.
We made him watch The Hot Chick. Like, it doesn't matter.
Oh, you're saying he's going to be pissed by the movie quality to watch.
50 First Dates? Come
on.
Well,
we still have the glass. I want everyone to know we're not going to let him be biased. Ugh.
Well, okay, but how do we get his headphones on to record the podcast?
Well, he's got to put them on. He's got to obey. We got the tasers. We got more diamond lasers. We got more diamond lasers.
What if we called a diamond laser a dazer? Does that work?
Wouldn't you be so pissed if you got cut in half? It cauterized you so you clearly live, but then everyone talks about how you got hit with a dazer. That's just salt in the wound.
So, would you rather have, like, your leg amputated by, like, a giant machine malfunctioned and, like, chopped your leg off, like, at the thigh?
Quick?
Yeah, or, like, a laser malfunctioned and just zipped you right off at the hip.
I think I want the nub.
Well, you'll have a nub either way.
Oh, we said hip.
Well, I mean, you know, okay.
Oh, you're saying, would you rather want a clunky machine to rip off my body or do a clean laser cut? Give me the dazer all day.
No, you get an emerald laser.
Okay, how about this? Same scenario, but you have to say the word dazer every day of your life. It's in the contract. No? If you get hit with a dazer, you got to say dazer. You get hit with a machine, you can heal mentally. The dazer will never allow you to heal.
Well, you know what I have to say to that is it sounds like those are the dazers of my life.
Perfect. I was thinking about because you'd have crutches, and I was like, well, we're pretty high tech nowadays. I think we don't need crutches.
Yeah,
anymore.
you get like a fake leg.
Do people even have crutches?
Yeah. For injuries.
Have we not? No, I know, but like, it just seems like we have motorized everything. Why would you want the crutches?
The crutches are because you still have to, like, utilize that leg.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I was on crutches as part of my lie?
You are a liar. I know that.
No, I'm not a liar.
Well,
but I did lie to get out of a job once. I couldn't quit outright. I had to make up this big lie about how, I don't know. I'm not sure why I was lying about it, but I said that this woman fell on me in my other job and that it sprained my ankle, and that's why I couldn't put in my 2-week notice because I was just going to go work this other place. But then I had to come get my paycheck because there was an issue with that. I had to sign off. So I had to fucking get crutches or tape up my ankle and then like hobble in like I was fucking hurt.
Is this the country club?
No, this was the concrete form manufacturer.
Oh, I remember that place.
So I went in with a like.
And you got a worse job. You got a worse job when you left there.
Nah. No, I became a plumber.
Oh, that's what you. Oh, that's right. Okay.
So I mean,
so good. Lateral move.
No, way more money.
Well, money-wise is better.
Yeah.
And now you're the toilet king of Southwest Ohio.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why didn't you make your company Toilet King? Why didn't you do that?
It's not too late. It's really not. You know what? Write that. Well, I guess we record this. I don't need to write down anything to it.
Yeah.
I'm still going to put a little note in here.
We'll have our
next week's Toilet King. There we go.
Next week on Toilet King.
Oh my God! How have I not thought of the name Toilet King?
No.
Do you think there is one?
Yeah, because he's got to compete with Mr. Toilet.
Oh, I see what you're doing now.
I did a Plow King joke.
Yeah, you're doing little Simpsons references. But speaking of liar, one of my notes is that I am allergic to lying. And that I have to confess when I lie on my podcast that I do, that I own 41% of.
Did you say 45?
49.
I was gonna say, are you losing percentage? Are you giving out percentage?
Well, I've been giving them away when I need stuff.
That's how you tip people at restaurants. You're like, you get 1% of my podcast.
By the way, we have a couple guests today. I promised them a slot.
I was told that this podcast would make me money.
It's just a gorilla. Little does he know.
What you plan to do to him? He's like, hey, I heard that talk about dazers.
When we cut him in half, he's no longer a he. He's just they. Get it?
No.
Because he doesn't identify as a man anymore.
I think we'd have to ask him that.
No, he told me. He said, hey, one day if you ever cut me in half, Chris.
Hey, I just want you to know if I ever lose my dick, I'm not a man anymore.
If I ever get hit with a dazer.
Hey. I just want you to know, son. My father, when I was very young, told me that if he ever lost his penis.
This is not funny, but it's so funny. You want to get to this? You want to do this? You want to do something?
Do you think anyone's ever lost their penis? Like, they just can't find it? Like, where did I put that darn thing?
Yeah, fucking the abomination. Which he's coming back. Did you see that?
I told you he's coming back.
Oh, you told me that? Oh, shit, I forgot.
He's coming back.
God damn it. He's got fins on the side of his head.
He doesn't look the same at all, but like...
Is it Tim Roth, though?
It's Tim Roth.
He's got the fin head.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he heard that, like... He saw Shape of Water and was like, that guy got laid. Maybe I could without a dick.
He saw... Yeah, because it comes out. That's right. In Shape of Water, she said it comes out of his area. But he wants a real fuck.
His fish hog?
Jesus.
All right. But you know, like, fish hog as a phrase?
So what did we... we'll be doing this week? You tell me.
This week we're doing a podcast where we mostly annoy each other and talk about the Abomination's penis, which we didn't mention last week, which is important that we mentioned it this week.
He wants a real fight.
Yeah.
Talks about it a lot.
So this week we're talking about Knives Out from 2019, directed by Rian Johnson, starring Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Shannon, Ricky Lindholm, Toni Collette, Lakeith Stanfield. So many great people in this movie.
Was Joseph Gordon-Levitt a producer or something? I saw his name in the listing, but once upon a time, on the Thor movie we did, I saw Kate Blanchett listed there too. So maybe they're producers or something.
And Kate Blanchett was not a producer on Thor. Like, definitely not.
Well, then was Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt is probably actually in the movie somewhere.
Think so?
Yes, he's in all of Rian Johnson's movies.
Gotcha.
Just
Okay,
like
it was listed at some point.
yeah, he's there. He's in there somewhere. I don't know where. He's like an extra or a whatever, not speaking role. Like, but he puts him in all of his movies.
Okay. Well, that
Just
answers that mystery.
Does he though?
Riddle.
Did he put him in?
Concluded.
Did he put him in The Brothers Bloom?
He did.
I don't remember.
He did.
I gotta look.
Yeah, he
I'm gonna
did.
have to look.
He did.
Hang on, let me look.
Oh yeah, that's important.
That's important.
We'll wait. We'll wait and see.
Hey guys, can you wait? Can you just wait?
Do you want me to do the synopsis?
I'd love you to do a synopsis.
I'm ready. It's a magical wonderland when Captain America puts down his mighty shield and rocks a sweater in this palm-biting mystery thriller.
Huh.
I didn't read the synopsis.
No, you wrote that synopsis.
No, it was. I found it on IMDb.
Palm biting?
Yeah, you know when you cover your mouth because you're like, oh man, this is so exciting. Then you taste
You
it,
do
you're like,
that?
oh, I'll get a little nibble. We'll try it out. Have you never bitten your palm?
No. I'm not like an 80s cliche.
She's never made you come so hard you have to bite her palm.
I don't like this.
You don't like that?
I don't like that phrase. I don't like what you just said, you pervert. You sick fuck. Something wrong with you.
I just imagine her having to cover your mouth
Stop saying her.
because you're screaming so hard.
Oh, God. This got gross. I'd like to apologize to my wife who sometimes listens to the show.
You asked when you would bite a palm, and I told you, sir. All those hidden cameras finally paid off. That palm biting action.
Well, much like the Abomination's penis, I can't find them.
Oh, okay. God, what the hell should we start with on this one? What's her name? Toni Collette.
Let's
do that.
She's very good.
Joni, when she talked about the flam or flam, what was it? Her I don't know, her business she has.
I think it's flan, like the food.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know.
Anyway, that whole
Her
opening
lifestyle
with her,
brand.
when he's apologizing for something, the cop's like, I'm sorry. She goes, I forgive you. Like, it's so
God,
patronizing. I
everyone-
love her fake hippie bullshit.
Yeah. Everyone in this movie is so
When she's
good.
dancing and trying to get Jamie Lee Curtis
That's
to
so
join
fucking
it,
funny.
and it won't stop.
I forgot what I was going to say.
up,
I'm
buddy?
sorry, I froze.
So, Jamie Lee Curtis, she looks like a mean person.
She does.
She's really good at being a bitch.
You really need to see Everything Everywhere All at Once because she's in it and she's very, very good.
I don't know what that is.
It's a movie that I've told you about.
Well, did I write it down?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Then you threw away the paper in the garbage can in my
No.
basement.
Here, let me look. It just says Toilet King.
That's me. I'm the Toilet King.
No, not anymore.
Call me my liege. That's what I. My liege. That's what I prefer.
So what do you got? What about her? What about Jamie Lee?
I
You
thought
brought
she was
it up.
great.
Say something.
You brought it up.
You brought it up.
You brought it up.
Play the tape back. It clearly says, Zach said, Jamie Lee Curtis, he's hot.
Yeah.
That's how you talk.
Yeah.
Then you bit my palm.
Yeah. Ooh, hang on. Get that palm over
Get
here.
a little nibble.
Here's the thing. If I was going to bite anyone's palm ever, it would not be yours
It'd be a
because it is
baby. It'd be your-
absolutely filthy.
No, this is paint.
That changes nothing. Paint comes off, man.
No, I put gasoline all over, but it was 50 to 1, so it's more like oil and gasoline.
Paint comes off.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
See, look, there's it. There's it. There's it. What is it?
Why are you painting with oil paint?
Huh? I'm not. I was trying to get, I used gas. It was 50 to 1 to wash off my hands.
Okay, what kind of paint is it is what I want to know.
Farm paint.
That's not a thing.
It just says farm paint.
No, it
I
doesn't.
swear to God, a big 5-gallon jug, it says farm paint.
Okay, well, we're with the episode. We're going to post a photo of farm paint.
I swear to
'cause
God.
I need to see
I
this.
promise I will send it to you. It says like, it might say tractor / farm paint. I swear to God. It's a real thing. I will take a
Are you
picture.
painting a tractor or a farm?
Barn.
So neither. Oh,
I was implying
it's
it wrong.
getting deeper. The truth comes out.
I'm a liar, but I'm allergic to them. I get real sick.
I have to admit, I didn't paint a farm or a tractor. But the fact, the tractor farm paint.
So hang on. No, they're
at
not
my
filthy
notes.
though. They're pretty. Well, no, I did.
No,
yard
they're
work.
filthy.
I did yard work.
They're
so,
filthy.
Yeah, they're dirty.
You're disgusting, and
No.
everyone should
Provoke.
shame you for it.
Provoke me.
Yeah, provoke you. Yeah, that.
Then I'll touch them.
I forgot. I hadn't seen this movie in a really long time, and
Oh,
I
you
forgot
have? You
how I forgot how beautifully shot it is.
Yeah.
Everything about it is really like the rich color and like the just I don't know. It's how it's the cinematography.
It's hard not to be rich when it's a mansion.
Right. And it's also the but like that very first shot that's like the shot of the house and the dogs like and like I just saw that shot and I was like, this is gorgeous.
I was getting my Hot Pockets at that time. I missed the opening.
Wow. So you didn't even watch the movie.
Basically.
This is like Russian Doll all over.
I just
again.
listened to it from the other room when I was eating so many Hot Pockets.
So I love that this story is a mystery writer dying in a mysterious way. I think that's a really fun.
I love that he while he was quote unquote dying.
Yeah.
That he was number one writing it all down, but he's such a good storyteller. He came up with that.
Yeah.
That
the way for her to like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How to get out of it.
And because she didn't know that he had changed his will to add her to it, so he didn't know that if he died.
Well, that's why that's why he realized like how imperative it was.
Yeah. He's like, I have to kill myself because if I die from her, then she won't get the money.
It's actually, in a way, it's actually kind of selfish what he's doing because he wants to make sure his family doesn't get the money.
No, it's not selfish at all because like it's his money and he should be able to
undoes his big plan.
Yeah, which was like pushing them out of the nest, making them do like stand on their own 2 feet, basically. Which I think is.
I think Fallon's doing good enough. I think she wouldn't be, she wouldn't falter.
I think that he is, he's older. He's regretting how he.
Oh, you think the old man's older? Wow. Let me write that one down.
I'll wait.
Your nostrils flared.
I'll wait. I'll wait.
I'll rate you.
I'll wait for you to write it down, my liege.
No.
Scribble.
No.
He did it. So
you should be you should be vomiting because you lied.
I don't lie.
I'm allergic to you lying, sir.
I'm allergic to toilet cans.
That was me vomiting, not being a dragon.
So no, I thought it was you saying law.
No, that too. Would you arrive at your point?
I made my point, you dummy.
What was it? I kind of forgot what it was.
So I think that like as he got older, he like regretted the way that he had
stalked.
No, like kind of given his children like all this stuff to like supported them when like he should have given them what they needed to like build their own lives. And especially like Michael Shannon in particular, his I think is like the toughest because it's like he literally worked for his dad, like working with his books and all that kind of stuff, and like could never thrive on his own because he did that.
They're all assholes at the end.
Oh,
Did you kind of feel bad for Walt? Like he really did just. I mean, he wanted what's best. He wanted what was best for him, but also like, he was trying to get.
Yeah, that would have been good. That would have been good for the dad's books to license them, have them turned into movies.
Walt wasn't really doing anything wrong. It was later when he got gypped that he was like, well, fuck.
Yeah,
and that's when he threatens. Marta.
I thought she was great.
Didn't you think that it was going to be Marta that was banging the racist guy from Django Unchained?
The racist guy from Django? I think that's all of them. I don't remember.
The cheater husband.
Oh.
I didn't write that.
That's Beau Bridges.
Yeah, Beau.
Is it Beau Bridges?
Yeah. Beau Bridges.
Or is it... It's not Beau Bridges. I don't remember who it is. I don't remember his name.
Frankie Muniz.
It's not a Bridges, but it feels like a Bridges to me.
Frankie Muniz.
It's not Frankie Muniz.
Yeah, it is.
Wait, hang on.
He was the oldest son of Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, I did watch Malcolm in the Middle.
No, he was the oldest.
This episode.
Who's the oldest son?
Danny Masterson?
Yeah.
Or Chris Masterson?
Yeah, Chris Masterman.
No, it's Don Johnson. I always mix him up with Beau Bridges.
Chris Masterman.
I love the way that, like, when they're telling the story, like, when they're talking to Lakeith Stanfield about, like, the night of the party, they multiple of them tell the story in such a way that they're the ones standing next to Harlan when he's blowing out his, like, birthday candles.
No, I didn't notice
Which I liked. I thought that was really fun.
I didn't notice that. I did like that Walt was kind of, one of the first people question was Walt, and he was talking about, was it his son? I don't know. He kept justifying everything to make himself sound better.
Man,
but I wish I would have written it down.
Sack of shit.
You talk about, what's his, Bill from It?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
What do you think about those new It movies?
I tried to watch one the other day.
Have you never seen it?
No, I just didn't get through it.
Oh, really?
Like, I was busy.
Oh, I see. But had you seen it
we
before?
watched the first It the other day, ironically, like 2 days ago.
But that's so much longer.
What?
The original, the It for TV miniseries.
No, it's actually not longer. Did the other two together?
It's like 4 hours.
Yeah, but the other two together are like fucking 5 hours.
No, they're 1 hour together. Separately, they're each 2.5 hours.
Oh, see, that's
together,
interesting how time works when you've made two different movies, because when you combine them, it's less time. I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything until
I'm
now.
something of a scientician.
Wow. Fucking power move.
Yeah, I don't want to get sidetracked talking about It because I have too many thoughts on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that to Chris Powerman. That's me.
You wish.
What, Powerman?
Yeah.
Chris Lordship.
Well, you are angry, and you have said multiple times that anger equals
power. I get
power.
fucking upset. That's just a fact.
That is just a fact, and that's all. So did you like the way that like multiple people talking about
hang on,
Marta?
let me stop real fast, real fast. How you doing? It's a fucking big ass.
Well,
eye.
I'll tell you.
What were you saying though?
I'm doing all right. I
don't
played
care
a game
about-
of disc golf.
I don't care about that anymore.
I bought a disc. I accidentally paid $30 for a disc
Aw.
because all the other ones were marked like $20, and this one didn't have a price on it. So I was like, it's probably $20.
Guys, it's my own fault. I'm sorry. He's on a story about how he bought something for the wrong price now.
Accidentally. And then the very first time I went out to play with it, I almost lost it.
Oh.
I spent 40 minutes in the woods looking for it. Yeah, that's my life.
Okay.
That's how I'm doing, buddy boy.
That's on me.
Yep, that's what you get. So where was I? What was I asking?
What were you asking?
So what did you think about like how multiple different people had had described Marta as like part of the family?
Yeah. Well, I only remember Bo Davidson doing that.
Don Johnson.
Don Johnson.
What was his name?
Chris Power, man.
Roger. What was his name?
I don't know.
I don't
Frankie
remember.
Muniz.
That was it.
Right. So
Malcolm.
I only remember Frankie Muniz being like Malcolm in the Middle.
He said it, but like I think 3 or 4 different people said it actually. He said it, and my favorite was he was talking to the cops, and he said
Maybe
she's
maybe Joni did too.
He said she's like part of the family, and in his head, you see the party where they're all sitting together, and he's waving her over.
Yeah.
And then when you see the scene later, it's him talking about illegal immigrants and
yeah.
how she came the right
She did
way.
it right, yeah.
Like it's so, and he's like waves her over, and it's like, come on, I want to hear from you on this.
Yeah. She's definitely a novelty act for him.
Yeah, I really love that that aspect of it where it's like we see his perspective where it's like she's part of the family, we want her to come hang out with us, and then it really is him like saying something racist and shitty and trying to get her to defend him.
Fucking deuce.
I loved it. What do you got there? I see.
No, I was just reading a couple things. I love that I read a tweet about an article in the New Yorker.
Yeah, and then one of them's like, I read an article in the New Yorker.
Then Jamie Lee Curtis was later like, I read an article versus your tweet.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool the way that they showed the difference between the siblings, like who they are and how they interact with the world basically, and even like Jamie Lee Curtis is like the child who went out on her own and did like
what does she do?
She does real estate.
That's
and they
right.
said multiple times, like multiple different people said, like, she said, I earned my money myself. I made my own way in the world, And like then later Chris Evans is like, my mom made all her money herself. She, had a prenup with my dad, and he's terrified that he won't get anything. And like, yeah. So I thought that was really interesting, the way that like even that thing about like the tweet about the article and versus having read the article is like shows like she is a person of substance versus like, Toni Collette, who's this kind of flighty hippie, I thought that was cool.
I agree. Do you think in this you could be a good detective? I feel like you think you could be.
Oh, no, I could not at all.
Really?
No, not at all. Not remotely, no.
Really? I'm surprised by this.
No.
It seems like you secretly want to be a detective.
No, not at all. So here's the thing.
You literally have a detective mystery hanging up behind you.
Yeah, it's because I wrote a story about it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I don't know, it wasn't like super complicated or anything. But
because you naturally
because I'm not good at it.
Solve
'cause I'm
mysteries
stupid.
with a dog.
No, when I watch movies or like TV or like even like read, like I'm not one of the people who's trying to find the like, oh, that means this is going to happen. I kind of let myself get like swept away with the story. Stop it.
Okay.
But no, I do kind of like
you like to be cast away.
I get swept away with the story, and that really is it. Like I'll be watching a movie with my wife, and she'll be like, oh, it's this and this and this, and I'm like, what? And then that's what happens, and I'm like, oh, all right, cool. Like I never would have picked it up because I'm just enjoying the story.
Competitive. She just needs to be right all the time.
She's just good at figuring that shit out, and I don't get it.
And needs to announce it to everyone. She calls me all the time.
Sure.
She goes, I announced this to Zach, and he's dumb. And he also needs to be a shitty detective. And he knows
It would be. Speaking of Daniel Craig, I love his Foghorn Leghorn voice.
Oh my god!
I remember the first time I saw it.
It's so over the top that it's normal.
The first time I saw it, I feel like I thought like, it's a little much. But like watching it again, I was like, no, this is fun. It
How
works.
come English people can do accents so much better than Americans?
No, I heard him kind of slip in a couple places where I was like, oh, that's a little. funky.
Overall though, I feel like English actors are better.
I think the ones who can do accents, and the ones who can't like get called out for it.
Well, most people don't know that Daniel Craig has been doing Foghorn Leghorn for years, the voice, and he's never slipped up. So I think he's just getting older, so he slipped up a little bit.
That's animation, so you can cut around it.
You can do a couple takes.
You can
Unlike
cut around
movies,
it,
which are just live action hero.
Live action hero.
That knife thing, that big knife thing.
I love that.
That's
so cool.
I started thinking about it because when he pulls the knife out, I was like, "What? They got to be." I was looking at the shape. I was like, "Well, I guess they were TIG welded from behind." Then I'm like, "No, it's probably a big magnet." There's got to be a giant magnet because, like, if you look at them, they're so pristine, and some of them are farther away from the wire. I'm like, no, I bet you it's a magnet. That's why he's able to pull it off so easy.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And I was thinking about how you make a magnet. I don't know how you make a magnet. It's something about the poles.
Yes, I know you can temporarily magnetize something by like rubbing a magnet on it, like certain things.
Do you think it's like plugged in, like it's a charge?
Probably.
Somehow.
Probably, yeah.
But yeah, because I want to know like how they made it in real life, because how they made it in real life on set is actually how you would make it. So I'm really
unless
intrigued.
it's literally just everything is actually permanently attached except for that one knife that he has to grab for the purpose of the movie, you know.
Do you think that was set up for any reason, or that was just irony?
I think it was just a cool thing that he liked and looked neat, and
no, I'm saying that would be the only fake knife. I think that's ironic, or I think that was intentional somehow.
I think we're meant to believe that they're all fake knives.
Well, that's what I was staring at because they did the overhead shot of it. Yeah. And I'm like, no, those look pretty fucking real. Like, they're not all going to retract. Well, like, some of the blades were definitely too wide to retract.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I just didn't know. I didn't know if that was like a hidden message that maybe like you find out later. Like one of the things, it's not meant to be solved, but like the director or the writer, like, you know, puts it in there like there's a little backstory on the knife.
Yeah. They are doing multiple sequels.
Ugh.
Well, so here's the thing. It's just Daniel Craig solving another mystery somewhere else.
That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine then. Okay.
So it's not like they're revisiting this family. Like their saga is like, yep, that's, you know.
I hope they do it well. I mean,
it's Rian Johnson. He's doing it.
I like the character, but I feel like if every single one is just a big twist, you're like, okay, this is too far-fetched. You're not always going to have these big mysteries when you're a detective.
Well, I think...
I guess if he is really popular, he's going to get interesting.
Yeah, I think the idea of him as a character is people call him in for these unusual or, like, difficult or whatever. I hope like a Holmes kind of thing, you know?
They just remake Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but he's Eddie Valiant.
God, that movie's so good.
Yeah. But he's Eddie Valiant, and then they bring back... what's the actor who played...
James Cameron.
James Cameron. Is that who?
James Gandolfini.
James Gandolfini as Roger Rabbit.
James Cameron Dolfini.
Yeah, James Cameron. Is that the director of Titanic?
Yes.
Okay.
That is the director of Titanic. I love that the thing you know him from is Titanic, even though you love Terminator.
Yep. So, James Cameron, Titanic.
Mr. Titanic himself, James Cameron.
I don't even know anyone else from that movie. There's a guy named with a Z.
Billy Zane?
Billy Zane.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Okay, we make Billy... That's right. We make Billy Zane be Roger Rabbit. We just have ears on him.
Please!
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, okay.
Daniel Craig as Frankie Muniz as Malcolm. And then we just got Billy Zane in a rabbit costume.
You mean Eddie Valiant?
Yeah.
Not Malcolm?
Yeah. I lost track of who was who.
Oh,
but I think the more hats you put on... It's like a box in a box. You know, the more boxes that are... Oh, donut in a donut. That stays with the theme.
It's like a donut where you think that you put a donut hole right in the hole, but there's an even smaller hole.
That's so fucking great.
Oh, what a good movie. Yeah. Everybody should watch this movie.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
I love the part with the morphine. When he goes, how much am I supposed to get? She goes 3 milligrams. He goes, oh, that's much less.
Dude, he's so funny in this movie. That's what, Christopher Plummer?
Yeah.
He's so good in this movie.
I'm trying to think what else he's in besides Robin Hood, the one that everyone didn't like.
Isn't he in Lord of the Rings?
No, what is he?
No, he's in Star Wars. He's in Attack of the Clones.
Sure, yeah.
He's Count Dooku.
I didn't see it, but sure.
For a second, I thought Christopher Lee. But
he's dead.
Yeah, he is dead. And he was in a metal band.
Why would Christopher Lee be? Oh, wait, no. You're talking about Saruman.
Yeah. That's what I thought for a second.
I was thinking of Bruce Lee's son. Well, what's his name? His last name's Lee, obviously.
Yeah, Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee.
He died in like 1991 or something.
Wait.
On the set of The Crow.
Brandon Lee has nothing to do with anything that you're talking about.
No.
I was just trying to figure out who fucking sank the Titanic. Sorry, everyone.
It was the iceberg.
It's James Cameron.
Which is the name of the iceberg that directed the movie Titanic.
A Mighty Wind.
Which is a Christopher Guest movie.
So on the way back, my fiance was like, hey, what do you want to listen to? I was like, I just put on Modest Mouse. And there was a pause, and I said, this is a long drive for someone with nothing to think about. And she was like, what? I was like, this is a long drive with someone with nothing to think about. I was like, put it on. And she's like, what the fuck are you saying? I go, the album. She goes, oh, they were just being dramatic. I was like, God fucking damn it.
I recently was driving and asked my wife to put on Modest Mouse as well, because I hadn't listened to it in a while, and she was like, really? Like, she was like...
I thought you shat on that band.
No, I love Modest Mouse.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. Fuck me. Fuck me. Fuck you.
That's the end of the episode. Bye.
What album did you listen to?
Moon Antarctica. That's my favorite.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I didn't go as deep
This
as
is a long drive for... Nope, that's one I just said.
That's
Lonesome Crowded.
Lonesome Crowded West,
my
yeah.
favorite one.
Yeah.
Little facts.
Just a little tip for our listeners. If you want to listen
to anyone wants to buy me an album, buy me that one. I already owned it.
You probably threw it away. Probably threw it out in the woods somehow.
You can buy me one and I'll throw that away.
I'll load it onto an iPod and throw it at a tree.
You can't get iPods anymore or CDs.
I know, it's a bummer.
Or friends.
Yeah, who wants those? So I like the way that
Give me a diamond laser. If anyone out there wants to buy me an album, get me a diamond laser instead.
It's relatively similar priced. So I love the way that like they set up all the stuff like we talked about earlier, like the differences between the kids, like, you know, who's a good, like a better person versus who is like a worse person, and everyone's talking about like, oh, we'll take care of Marta with the money. We'll take care of her. Like,
I think it was just Walt that said that.
I think everybody said it. I think multiple people said it. I think Toni Collette definitely did.
No.
And her daughter did too. But like, I love that turn from like she's like part of the family to like she got all the money, and all of a sudden they fucking hate her. And it's like, even the ones who you thought were nice, like you said, like Walt, who's like, oh man, he just kind of seemed like he was just like, you know, kind of fucked over.
He threatens her.
Man, dude, he's so threatening, and like Michael Shannon is like fucking threatening. Like he is really good at playing that.
Yeah. There is something about him. What's the Leonardo DiCaprio movie I'm thinking of?
The Beach.
Is that it? It's not The Beach.
Basketball Diaries. I don't know.
I'm not gonna remember the movie, but like when they have the perfect 1950s life, 1960s life, and he's the crazy neighbor that comes, calls him out.
Is he in?
I'm blanking on the movie.
Revolutionary Road?
Yeah,
he's in Revolutionary Road.
Yeah, he's the crazy guy.
All I remember is it's a movie about abortions.
Oh.
Because she has to give herself an abortion with, like, boiling water. Like, it's awful.
Yeah, you gotta shoot it up there.
Yeah, it's awful. So it's awful.
How is she gonna kill the baby?
With the boiling water.
How else?
Cook the baby is what you meant to say.
Oh.
Huh.
Ransom's such a badass name.
It really is. Speaking of which, Ransom is my pappas.
Oh, yeah.
Ransom's
do you want to go into that? Yeah.
Let's
I gave it to him. Let's do the first 5.
Yeah, Ransom's my pappas.
I said yes. 4 sides of the story? No, it's not 4.
Oh, I said yes.
It's not 4.
Yeah, at least.
Not 4. They don't focus on it. Yes,
they do.
There's...
Because they do Waltz. They do Jamie Lee Curtis's.
They don't do Waltz.
Yes, they do.
No.
At the very beginning, yes, they do. They do those two.
They don't focus on it.
Then they do Marta's, and then the truth isn't Marta's side because she thinks...
They do Marta and Ransom. And that's it.
What?
Marta and Ransom.
They do Walt.
And then not Walt.
They do Jamie Lee Curtis.
And they do Dead Guy.
And they do Don Johnson.
There's Dead Guy in here. There's Ghost Dad. I give it yes to Ghost Dad.
So the thing of it is, though, like, isn't like 4 sides meant to not necessarily mean literally the number 4?
Yeah,
but
no, that's how I took it. I actually did think like that one's gonna be hard because it's 4.
I don't think 4 is like I think it's multiple sides and then the truth.
No.
That is different from those sides.
No.
But there are literally 4.
I think the story itself is its own. Because we had, in the first movie, the Rosh Hashanah movie, we had the woman, the thief, and the dead ghost husband, and then that one dude telling the story.
That's the truth. Yeah.
And that's 4.
Yeah. And this one also has
truth.
4.
That's not truth because it's never known.
Well, it's uncertain, but yeah, I think that's meant to be the truth.
And that's Daniel Craig. It can't be known. It's conjecture.
I love how Marta is put into the super interesting position of like helping the man who's trying to like uncover her deception.
Yeah, she's Watson.
It's so cool.
I like at the end when she has that cup that says "My world, my rules."
I love it.
I'm like, that's good.
I love it. So good.
So anyway, 4 sides of the story. I said no. You said yeah.
I said yes.
Tragedy? Yes. Of course.
Yes, it is. It very much is a tragedy. Like that twist ending.
For Marta too.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, because she feels so bad because like she was in on it, and like if it is like just like Daniel Craig says.
I'm sorry to tell you, but like
if Harlan had waited like she said for the ambulance, he would be alive.
Yeah,
because
but he was
there wasn't a
her.
lethal. Absolutely, which is like a really noble thing, but it is a tragedy that he sacrificed himself when he didn't have to.
You know, one thing that I think I can't get on board with is how smart this movie is, because I remember thinking like, okay, I remember not paying attention at the end of the movie, and I believe Daniel Craig in his recap, but I couldn't follow it. So this time I was like, I'm really gonna fucking pay attention to the end. And halfway through him solving the mystery, I go, I don't know what's happening. I just give up. I'm like, this is very smart writing, but a simpleton like myself, I just want to cut a gorilla in half from space. You know, I don't need all of this. You could they could have simplified a little bit. It lost me. It kept losing me. Yeah, well, I won't ever get me.
So number 3. Telling a story to pass the time.
I know what? You know why I said yeah?
Oh, I'd like to hear that.
Is because they're just trying to get to the inheritance. So that's why I said passing the time, because they're just trying to get through this little conundrum. Now, even Martha, she's not trying to get the inheritance. She's trying to get
rid of the detective.
Yeah, so I think everyone is
that's
passing
an interesting
the time,
point.
because everyone's just trying to get to the end game. So
I think it's really interesting how some of these, like some of the tropes, we kind of take like literally, and some are very like kind of nebulous and open to interpretation. But that's an interesting point, and I think you might have convinced me on that one. All right, number 4. Pappas,
yeah. Even before he got on screen, but like
Ransom
because I knew the twist, or if you want to call it a twist.
I didn't remember, but I remembered that he was
I remember being so happy when he was brought into the fold with his plan. I'm like, this is good. The first time I watched it, I'm like, because it's well into the third act that you're like, oh, this is cool. Like, I like that they introduced his character
for sure.
in his scheme.
Sure. It's really interesting because for most of the movie
it seems pretty wrapped, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, for most of the movie you're thinking like, man, Chris Evans came on to do this movie in a very small part until
which you still would have been okay with.
It would have been awesome if that was just it. Like, it still would have been great. But like the turn of like, oh no, he came on because he gets to be this guy.
And I do love. Because even the second time watching this, I had forgotten that he's working an angle.
Yep, me too.
When he's got the plate in front of him and goes, "Let me get another bowl." You think he ordered for her, like she's so sick, like he's being nice and like he gives his plate to her, and he orders a bowl, and then he realizes it's an empty bowl. She's getting yak, and you're like, "Oh, that's good."
Yep,
it's a good twist because the way they're doing the shot, even when it's dropped off, you don't fucking see it, so you think he's being nice.
And it shows that he's kind of crafty and working an angle, like you said. Like he's the grifter, he's the con man. Like he's always thinking ahead of the situation and like figuring it all out. You know.
I even like when they show the stopped car. Like when Daniel Craig's telling a story about how he's coming up with a plot, he stops the car. Instead of turning around to act, he stops and you can see him thinking, and then he keeps driving.
Yeah.
Good.
It's great.
I know it's kind of weird, but I enjoyed that thoroughly.
It's such a good movie. It really is. Like, yeah. 5.
Unsolved Mystery.
Unsolved Mysteries, like the TV show. I said yes.
Well, it's not. I might have got confused by this. I said no because we find out the answers at the end.
Right, but here's the thing: the trope was not actually that the mystery isn't solved. You just wanted to call it Unsolved Mysteries.
What's the trope?
It's that there's a mystery to be solved.
Oh,
that's the trope.
Oh, then yeah. Okay, I thought
you just wanted to call it literally Unsolved Mysteries, like the TV show.
Okay,
which is the name of the trope.
Got it. Okay.
You're like, oh right, I did want it to be named after the TV
that's gonna throw me off a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. I'm always gonna think that.
Oh, that's perfect.
Well, fuck it. Let's just keep going.
Yeah.
Because it's got the ghost husband. I called it. Saying yeah. Because he's dead, and you hear his story.
You don't hear his story.
Because Dad is dead, you hear what actually happens.
You don't hear
him giving guidance.
No, that's Marta's story.
Yeah,
that's not like a medium. That's not like a.
Well, I don't think it has to be a medium.
I think it has to be something supernatural.
I think this is as close as we're gonna get to Ghost Dad.
Well, I guess it's not Ghost Dad. It's Ghost Husband.
Well, potato, dead.
Potato
cousin.
Yeah. Sexual predator comedian.
So as I found out that you can send potatoes anonymously in the mail to people.
I like.
Did you know this?
I feel like I did.
I sent one to my boss at work, and it just says thanks for all the memories. He's not gonna know what to do with it. Good.
Yeah. I immediately thought of like 3 things that you mailed to people that I then thought, can't talk about that, can't talk about that, can't talk about that.
Huh. I gotta think of one. Oh yeah, when I mail pubic hair to people.
Yes.
Take that.
People? I only thought it was one person.
No, it happened twice.
Who was
Well, I figure why would you stop if it's successful mission?
Okay, sure.
Well, I mean, it wasn't everyone out there. It wasn't sexual. I was fucking with my friends.
Yeah, of course.
And I just might have put pubic hair in an envelope,
Yeah.
and then and a little letter, and then when you open it up, pubic hair falls. That's fine.
Yeah.
Take that, friends.
Take that. Number 7, infidelity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don
Johnson.
Bobo.
Don Johnson, not Bo Bridges,
Don Johnson.
who I always mix up. Number 8, Tall Tale. I said no. I said no. Like, obviously, people have their perspective, but like, I don't think it's like intentionally like a.
Okay.
You know.
I wrote down the Walt. I like that opening with Walt when he was like justifying his son. I'm like, okay, well, he's like knowingly lying to himself, but
yeah. So did you? So you said yes? I feel like you gave this way more than I
think. Well, yeah. I mean, even to your point of everyone saying they were next to him at the birthday, I'm like, yeah.
And just a small town girl. They're not on a journey.
They're not on a journey. No.
They're not on a journey. So how many did you get?
I got 7 out of 9.
I got 6 out of 9.
So pretty high.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But I still have some stuff I want to talk about with this movie.
Well, talk about it, friend.
I'm gonna.
I want you to start calling me Hugh because you're the help.
63%. That's
high.
63.8%.
That's almost passing if you were in grade school.
Yeah. So I think this movie handles like comic relief really, really well. I loved when Marta and what is Daniel Craig's character?
A detective.
What's his name?
Private detective.
What is his name?
Benoit.
Benoit Blanc.
Blanc. Oh, is it Blanc? Benoit? Yeah, Benoit.
Benoit Blanc.
Mr. Blanc.
When they're walking around the house and the dog brings her the piece of the trellis dissolved and she throws it.
Yeah.
I was losing it. That was so fucking funny.
I was laughing at that when she's walking over the footprints. Oh no.
Oh, God, it's so good. She's great comic relief in this movie, and there's a lot of really funny moments that works, and it's still like a really good detective story with some really good funny moments.
Oh, well, I was about to say something. Now I forget. So fuck. Do you think you could cut your own throat?
Yeah, for sure.
You could?
Oh, me? No. I think one could.
Oh, yeah,
of course you could.
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, I've seen guys do it all the time.
No. I've told this to multiple people, but like my favorite thing in the world is existing, so I would never voluntarily stop myself from existing.
If you were gonna do it, how would you do it? If you had to kill yourself, how would you do it?
I don't know. It's tough.
I'd be a little bitch. I'm taking pills, dude. I don't want to fucking know. Like, it's just like if someone was gonna kill me and I knew it, I'd be like, hey, listen, can you make it back of the head? Like, don't fucking drugs. Please don't torture me. Like, make sure I never see you coming, please. It's very important to me. You don't want to make me acidic. You don't want to ruin the meat. You know, you're gonna eat me afterwards. Make sure I don't see it like a cow.
Yeah. So I love how much of like an asshole Chris Evans is.
And for a penny.
Well,
for a pound.
because he's such a dick, and it's such a welcome change from like the goody two shoes like Captain America. He's this all-American Boy Scout, you know, for all these years in these Marvel movies, and then he gets to do this movie where he's just this fucking. He's not only the villain, he's just an actual asshole to everybody.
Yeah, like the Hugh thing.
The Hugh thing. It's great. Like they treated his character really well, and they gave him as an actor like something interesting and different to do that he wasn't used to.
That's smart. Like for Captain America, you think that's smart. You're like, it's so innocent, but when he does it in this, you're like, God, he's such a dick. This is an arrogant fuck. But once again, in for a penny, in for a pound. Yep. I did not remember that at all. So when he says in for a penny, I just was like, you know, go on. Okay. Like I had no idea what they were going to say. Had they just said in for a penny and then stopped, I would have been like, yeah, that's it. I would have nodded and like, yeah, totally, that's a good saying.
Yeah, that's
in for a penny. Anything for a penny. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what I would have assumed it was. So when he said in for a pound, I went, that's better. Oh, that's good.
That is just like an expression.
I like that.
So, but okay, did you catch this? That at that ending, it pays off the whole thing of like what Harlan said about Ransom earlier. Hang on, I have it here. About Ransom not being able to tell the difference between a real blade and a harmless movie prop. He says that earlier.
I did not.
And literally he pulls the knife out and it's a prop, and it is like the Chekhov's gun of like he sets up this thing that he's like all flash and no substance and wouldn't be able to tell. You know, like he didn't understand like a real threat versus like big theatrics, and he goes the big theatrical, I'm gonna kill you, and then it's a prop, and it works so well.
I do love the fucking the double take on the knife, how it's he like retracts it so you're clear as day, and then he does it one more time just to make sure.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I really love this movie. I am really happy, and I'm gonna say this probably every episode for a while. I'm really happy that we're not talking about Marvel movies anymore.
I think it went off without a hitch.
You don't.
I think we were in it for a penny, you know.
How many pounds were we in it for?
I don't understand what you're saying. Is that a new addition?
Pennies. All right. So let's figure out what we're going to do next week.
I have no idea. I think you know, or you're well aware that I have no idea what the movies are this week.
That's correct.
Or this season.
That's correct. And I have a list of, I think, 13 movies, so we'll only do 9 of those.
Oh, we're going to do 9 movies?
Well, we do 10 because the Keystone movie, and then 9 more.
Oh, the Rosh Hashanah.
It's...
High holiday.
Do you want to do
an
early 2000s kind of pseudo comedy?
Huh.
Or
early 2000s are just risky anymore. What didn't we find that out with God, what season
the
was
hot
it?
chick?
Well, not just the hot chick. No, I think it was the horror. Did we do a horror genre?
No.
What the fuck was it?
We did Time Loops.
No.
50 First Dates, we realized that was bad. And then the hot chick really solidified it for us.
There was a season where we kept doing early 2000 movies. That's when we realized they're just shitty.
I think it was that. I think it was the Body
season?
Swaps. I think it was Body Swaps, yeah.
Maybe.
They're bad.
Okay,
so early 2000s kind of comedy. I don't know. I've never seen it. Mid-90s crime thriller.
Oh.
Or...
Oh, I know. You know what, though? I know what that one is.
Or Medieval Knights.
Let's do Medieval Knight.
Okay, we're going to do The Last Duel from last year, directed by Ridley Scott.
Last Duel.
The Last Duel.
I have no idea what that is. What year was it made?
It came out last year.
Oh, that sucks.
Why?
I just don't like new stuff.
Okay, you can pick a different one if you want.
Well, this is all new to me. No, we already did it.
I like the idea. I really like the idea of us doing movies that we haven't seen. like
Yeah,
that neither of us
I'm
have
fine
seen
with
before. But so honestly, most of the movies on my list are movies that I haven't seen, and I'm not sure if you have.
And Ridley Scott did Alien, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What else?
What else did he do? He did Gladiator.
Oh, I love Gladiator.
I know you love Gladiator. He did Blade Runner, which we don't like.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't know. I can't.
We'll talk about it next
I don't know Ridley Scott well enough to just like rattle off his catalog.
Catalog, huh?
Yeah.
His load?
Yeah.
Put it in me.
Catalog. Log.
Bite my palm and put it in me.
Gross.
But that's opposite.
You got anything else about this movie?
I just said it.
You feel good?
Yeah, I feel great.
Okay. How many gorillas could a diamond laser
All of them.
chop in half before it ran out of juice from the diamond
That's
and you
the
need to
beauty
put
of
in
the
a new diamond?
It doesn't. It's supplied by the sun. So
The
as long
way
as the
they
sun
act-
is orbiting.
So I know that like diamonds are used in actual lasers, and I believe it's to like focus light through it. But the way these movies
It's called
act,
a pixelum.
no, the way these movies act is like the diamonds are fuel for the laser.
Yeah.
That's how they act.
Yeah, no, but they run out. Yeah, like you're like, oh, this one's bad, like a battery.
My diamond's been
My AA diamond.
I'm tapped on this diamond.
All right.
All right. So that's gonna do it for this week. I love this movie. I'm happy we did it, and I'm looking forward to watching this new one that I've never seen before. I believe it is available on HBO Max for anyone who wants to watch it.
Nice.
And with that, I would like to thank you for listening this week and remind you to tell all your friends about us. Be sure to subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. If you like what we do, you can rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. You can find us online at KeystoneCopycats.com. We're at Keystone Copycats on Instagram and Facebook and at Keystone Copycat on Twitter. If you got something to say, you can email us at KeystoneCopycats@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail at 513-239-7682, especially if you want to buy my 2008 Volkswagen Passat. Check out Sinclarity every Friday. And until next time, I'm going to be Zach, and he will be... Yeah, okay.